Turn it this way. Hello. Hey, thanks for joining. Hey, guys. Hey, Meg to the Max. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. Just going to get myself, hey, Organically Fit. Thanks for joining. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Just going to get you guys all set up here. Hey, Brand for Life. Thanks for coming. Today, hello. Hey, TV. Hey, Lena. Hey, where are you guys from? If you guys are scoping from someplace cool, let me know where you're coming in from. I hope you can see me okay. I'm just here in my office, in my home office here. So today, right now, if you're new to my Periscopes, my name is Amanda, and I have a blog of beauty. Oh, awesome! Palo Alto, not too far. So I'm down in Orange County, California. Hey, Colorado and Minnesota, what's up? And I have a blog called ocbeautymom.com, and I love beauty and makeup. I've always loved all of that stuff, and I have also, in the last 12 years, oh no, I hope I don't run out of battery. My low battery thing just popped up. In the last 12 years, have become a mother of 5, and so I blog about the things that I love, like being a mom and what I know about being a mom. And you might have caught my Periscope earlier this afternoon about parties for kids and how keeping things simple, I have learned the hard way, is so much better. And so I just share things like that. And so today I promised my viewers and my readers on my blog that I would, oh, thanks for the invite, Organically Fit. Thanks for inviting your friends. I'm going to scope right now. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit because I promised everyone that I would, hey, Sammy, thanks for the hearts. I promised everyone that I would redo a Periscope that I did a couple weeks ago, and this time I may save it and post it on my blog so that people can go and review it. But this is just going to be a quick little tutorial on getting your baby to sleep for the night. This is a scope for moms, for people who are expecting babies, who have babies, who want to have a baby someday. If you are a woman or a man whose wife is having a baby, any of these things, you need to know what I'm about to tell you. Hey, Mama Rocks, thanks for joining. And so I'm going to start by telling you really quick where this technique was inspired from and how I've kind of made my own spin on it. And I'm going to try and keep it really quick because my phone's about to die. But this is from this book here, and it's by a Dr. Richard Ferber, and I'm going to link on my blog at ocbeautymom.com where you can buy it if you want to buy it. And so I'm just going to read you a quick little excerpt and then show you on this little whiteboard here how you can do this with your baby. So what it says is, your infant or toddler may be one of the many children who suffer from a severe sleep disturbance. He or she can't seem to settle him or herself alone at night. Instead, he needs your help. You may have to hold and rock him, rub his back, or talk to him until he falls asleep. Even then, the problems are not over. During the night, he wakes several times crying or calling out, and each time you must go in and help him go back to sleep again. Does this sound like any of you? Hey, Nicole. Hey, AC. Oh, hey, Angela. If this sounds like you, or if you know someone who this might sound like, invite them to watch this because this could really help them. In all likelihood, you are tired and frustrated and probably angry at your child because your own sleep is so disrupted. At the same time, you may feel guilty about your anger because you realize your child is not waking up on purpose to spite you, and you feel that if he needs you, it is your job to be there. You want to do what's best for your child, and if this means less sleep for you, then you believe you must learn to accept it. Furthermore, you may have been told that this behavior is part of a normal phase for some children and there's nothing to do but wait it out. Still, you wonder, is this really normal and do I really have to wait? And if so, how long? So, if you have these questions, you'll be interested to learn that this behavior is not normal. You do not have to wait for change. you can almost always identify correctable causes of these disturbances and treat them successfully. And so that's what this book will teach you how to do. It's taught me how to do that, and right now I'm going to just take a minute and teach you a little bit, although I highly, highly, highly recommend this book. Okay, so I'm going to try and show you. It's kind of hard to see. Hey, AM Steel, thanks for joining. I'm gonna kind of like scoot my chair over so I don't fall off the chair. That'd be funny. That'd be a good Periscope, a wipeout. So, I already wrote on this little whiteboard this little graph, this little line graph. And so think of it this way. Over here, this is gonna be our food, and we're gonna go from like, let's say 0 ounces or 0 minutes to like 10 minutes. And by minutes, I mean like time spent nursing. So if you're a mom, you know that when your baby wakes up in the night, it's because they probably want to eat. They want to have a bottle or nurse. And also, just so you know, this is a good technique to do when your baby is 3 months old. They have to be at least 3 months old, because before that time, I've been told by my doctor, my pediatrician, that they really do need those calories in the day, or excuse me, in the night. And so you want to make sure to give them the meals and the calories and the nutrition in the night. But once they hit 3 months, their growth rate kind of slows down, and they don't need that. They're just waking up out of habit. And so it's your job as a mom, in my opinion, to help them develop good habits and good sleeping habits. And that's gonna help them grow, it's gonna help their brain develop, it's gonna help you be a really happy mom, and it's gonna help you have a happier baby. So, feel good about that. Come from that place. Don't feel like, I'm such a mean mom, I'm gonna like let my baby cry or something. So just get that out of your head right now, and just know that you are doing the best thing for your baby, right? Which is teaching the baby how to get a solid, good night's sleep. Because who's cranky? I mean, we're all cranky if we don't get a good night's sleep. And babies are no different at that point. So, here's what you do. You start, let's say on day 1, let's say the baby, let's just say this is a nursing baby. Let's say the baby nurses for 10 minutes. So they're like up here. Then on day 2, you nurse the baby for maybe 9 minutes. Then on day 3, you nurse the baby for maybe 7 minutes. Then on day 4, you're gonna take it down to 5. And you're gonna progressively go 4, 3, 2, until you're finally at 0 minutes. We'll just call this like the 0 barrier right there. And so after you're done with all the feedings, after about a week, and you run out of minutes, you just lay the baby back in the bed, and on the next night, you're like, this is it. I just fed you, and I fed you last night. It was your last minute, and you're down to 0. Then you slowly start increasing the time that you wait before you go in to help your baby. So we're gonna change the food to time, like time on a clock, like how many minutes you're sitting there. Okay, so slowly we've gone, at the beginning of the week, down less and less and less meals, until finally, once you have 0 time left, you wanna go back up the curve. And so you gradually wait 2 minutes. The baby starts crying, and you're like, okay, she's crying. What do I do? Oh, she wants to nurse, or she wants her bottle. You just wait. And then the next night, and then you go in there after 2 minutes, and you kind of pat the baby's tummy, make sure that, they're okay. And if they're kind of whiny, put the pacifier in, fix their blankets, and do not pick them up. That's really important. The next night, and you just kind of let them cry and let them soothe themselves back to sleep. The next night, you give it a little bit longer, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. The next night, maybe 6 or 7 minutes, all the way to 10, 15, and you can gradually increase the time. The important thing to remember when you're doing this is don't pick up your baby after you hit this 0 like barrier, because let's say the baby cries and cries and cries, and after like 5 minutes, you finally go and pick the baby up. And what if you feed the baby after that point? You're just going to be teaching your baby that if she cries long enough, she's going to get the bottle or whatever. And so you don't want to confuse your baby. So this kind of comes to like really a conditioning like argument. And so I have a degree in human development. And so sometimes I go back to that, and our behaviors that we condition when toddlers go through a regression, meaning your toddlers wake up in the night, Meg to the max? That's a good question. So you just want to be really careful that you are teaching the right habits and that you're not rewarding. Okay, I'll talk about that in 1 second. That you're not rewarding the behavior that you want to diminish. So that's like Psych 101, right? If you want to decrease the waking up in the night, don't reward the waking up in the night. So the food, for example, kisses and cuddles and rocking and singing and patting and cuddling and all of that, those are all rewards to the baby. And those are important, and you have to do that as a mom. Your baby needs that, but your baby just doesn't need that in the middle of the night all the time. So, hey, Jess Hewer, thanks for tuning in. And so I'm going to set this down. Does that make sense to everyone? We start by gradually decreasing each night how much time we spend feeding the baby, or how many ounces in the bottle we offer the baby. And then once you're all out, you have to commit to this. It's very hard to do. This is hard. It's hard to be a mom. Expect to be very tired. Expect to feel like your heart is just being ripped out of your chest. After you go in, do you wait until they fall asleep to leave? Yes. So what I usually do is, like I said, you don't pick up the baby. I'm going to set this down right here. And so like, let's say it's the 0 barrier day, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be so hard. She's going to wake up. I can't pick her up or feed her. If the baby has like a messy diaper or something, and obviously pick up the baby, quickly change the diaper, wrap the baby back up, and then put her back in her bed. No singing, rocking, cuddling, all of that in the middle of the night. Those are all rewards. Okay, take care of the baby's needs without giving excessive rewards to this behavior that you want to reduce. So, if the baby was crying, I would just gently reach up in between like the crib bars and just kind of sit there with my hand patting the tummy, maybe shh, like this every once in a while, holding the pacifier in their mouth gently so that they can't spit it out, because when they're that small, sometimes they just spit it out. They're still trying to figure out the pacifier. And I guarantee you that they will fall back asleep. Now, if you, after, let's say you do that for 10 minutes and you're like, this is so hard, the baby won't stop crying, it's been 10 minutes or it's been 20 minutes, and OC Beauty Mom said that I have to not pick up the baby, but this is so hard. I am telling you, if you stood up and after 20 minutes of crying, you cracked and you were like, okay, I'll pick you up, I love you, you're my baby, and you do this, the baby's gonna know that you just taught your baby that if she cries long enough, you're gonna cave. And so it's really important that as a mom, you teach your baby right from the beginning that this is your show, like this is my show right here, right now, okay, on Periscope, and that she has to, oh, hey, Marvelous Moms, thanks for joining. I love Marvelous Moms. You guys have to check out Marvelous Moms. Thanks for the hearts, Marvelous Moms. So you've got to teach your baby good habits. You cannot reward the behaviors you want to diminish. Power through it. I guarantee you that little baby at the 0 barrier day will fall asleep eventually. And the next night, they'll fall asleep even sooner. And the next night after that, they'll cry even less. If you went and picked the baby up after, say, 20 minutes, the next night, what do you think the baby's gonna do? The baby's gonna remember that I cried for 20 minutes last night and mommy picked me up and fed me. And if it takes 30 minutes the next night, they will keep crying. Trust me. So, if they remember, oh my gosh, this was so stressful last night, I was crying forever and nobody even came to pick me up, I'm just gonna go back to bed. I know it sounds silly to say, but really, babies are smarter than we give them credit for, and they will learn this. If you teach them, they will learn that they need to go back to sleep once it's bedtime. So again, make sure there's nothing wrong. You know, if you think the baby has a burp or is in pain, your mommy ear will be able to hear in that cry if the baby's uncomfortable, there's a little air pocket, or maybe there's a messy diaper or something like that. Thanks, Sammy. Thanks. Loving that you're loving my tips. So anyway, we're just to a quick recap. When your baby's 3 months old, slowly decrease the feeding each day until you're all out of feedings. Then increase the time you take before you go in and assist your baby. And whatever you do, don't pick your baby up. Let's say he or she wakes up twice in the night, like you put him down at, let's say, 11. Normally baby wakes up at 2 and again at like 5. Then at 2 o'clock, you wait. At 5 o'clock, you wait. Even if the baby cries for an hour, and it's not 3 o'clock before the baby falls asleep finally on that first day, and that might happen. And it's gonna be really hard and you're gonna be really tired. Baby's gonna wake up again at 5, same thing. Do not pick the baby up unless there's a poopy pants or a burp or something, or the swaddle comes apart. You can reach down, re-swaddle the baby, fix the pacifier, pat the tummy, stand on the ground and hold the thing in through the bars, and just help the baby, suck on the pacifier. We have to talk about Meg to the Max's question. Oh, I feel like I know all these things, but it's so good to hear. Good, you're doing it. It's really hard to be a mom, but it's good to hear from other moms, don't you think? That, by the way, is what Marvelous Moms does. You just get to hear from other moms all the time. It's like so awesome. And so, about the toddlers. So toddler sleeping, this book that I'm going to link on my blog does talk a lot about older children and different kinds of sleep problems. This is really just like what I'm talking about right now is an infant and feedings, and reducing the feeding so that the baby can get a really healthy, like 8, 10, 12-hour stretch of sleep, which they need at that point. And it's your responsibility as a mom to help them learn how to do that. And so just come from a place where you're teaching your baby something really good, really important that they need, and that you're not being mean, Mom. It's okay if your baby cries. It's hard to be a baby, but they'll figure it out, and they will love you so much when they are sleeping and so happy, and you're a happier mom, and all the rest. So Meg to the Max, I would say pick up this book. You can check it out on my blog, and read about sleep problems for older children and what you can do to help them. And are there any other questions, guys? I keep getting text messages. Start this process too. Oh, it's brutal. Okay, M. Michelle 520. What's your first name? I love getting to know you guys. Like, I see your screen names, but then I kind of want to know like who the real name is behind the screen name. So it is brutal. Like I said, it's not easy, but it's worth it. See, Marvelous Mom said that it's worth it. You just got to power through and you'll be glad, okay? So if you know anyone, you guys, who would appreciate this information, you can send them to my blog. I'm going to save this broadcast and upload it and link to the book and just a brief description of what we talked about here today, or you can invite them to share, or you can invite them to view this. Oh shoot, yeah, I hope this will help. This is like a really good book for all kinds of sleep problems. So I'm sure you'll be able to find what's going on with your own children and find in this book how you can help them work through those things and get that sleep that they really need, especially as little kids and babies. Grown-ups can kind of live without sleep for a little bit longer, but little kids and babies really fall apart when they don't get their naps or they don't get their sleep at night. So really want to encourage you to check that out. And as moms, do everything you can to teach your babies good sleep habits. Okay, yeah, ocbeautymom.com. You can follow me on Instagram if you like tips like this, and even beauty tips and Orange County lifestyle tips, which is really fun. You can follow me at ocbeautymom. Okay, and by the way, I take requests. I love getting requests. So someone requested a particular makeup look the other day. Oh, hey, Megan! Yay! Oh, that's so awesome! This is so much fun. So if you want to, tell me about blue eyeshadow. How do I make that look right? Tell me about the best way to do, sleep training, or whatever it is. You can email me through my blog too. There's a little area to the right-hand side where you can email me. Hey, Ash! So email me request. Ashley L12 made a request the other day, and we totally did a scope on it, and it was fabulous. Okay, I'm gonna go post this on my blog, and I got stuff to do, but I love you guys. Thanks again for watching. Happy weekend!